Hey, it's me, Jan. I know I usually don't show up as a fox, but it's true. It's me, and I'm super excited about this brand new Zoom feature that allows you to add avatars to your Zoom meeting. And I've been asking myself the question, well, is this just something super silly and we can just expect the next lawyer to show up as a cat again and not know how to remove this? Or is this something we can actually use to make our virtual gatherings more engaging and memorable? So in this video today, I want to show you exactly how to enable that feature on Zoom. And then I'll share why I actually think it's really good news for anybody who is leading groups on Zoom. So let me jump into my Zoom app real quick and I'll show you the exact steps to turn this feature on. All right, here we are in Zoom. The first thing you want to do is go to the bottom of your screen. Hold on, did I grab the right thing? So bottom of your screen where it says stop video, there's this little arrow. If you click that and scroll up, there is something called choose video filter. If you click that, this new window pops up. I'll zoom in a little bit. And this is where we have our virtual backgrounds, our video filters, and now the avatars beta version. And it's really as simple as clicking one of the buttons here. And for the first time, it might take a little bit of time to load, but then you can see you can be a cat in a hoodie, you can be a cat in a kind of long sleeve shirt. There's all kinds of different animals. Like you see this one, I have not used yet, this bunny, so we'll take a moment to load. We have a little bunny, and I'm just going to close this so you can see how that looks like on Zoom. So now I'm this bunny, and as you can see, my mouth is moving. If I'm blinking, it will actually blink my eyes. I can move kind of side to side a little bit. I can turn my head left and right. There's this weird thing where you can show your tongue, but I cannot raise my hands. Like if I'm doing like this right now, these avatars are only kind of the top half of the body. There's no hands, no arms. Maybe that's a cool feature that we could expect Zoom to add at one point, so we can actually raise our hands again. That would be really fun. But they are basically just following these subtle movements and are behind these gray backgrounds. But there is one really cool feature that also works with this. If I go back to virtual backgrounds, I can actually use all of the virtual backgrounds with the avatars. So you can choose your avatar. I kind of prefer the ones in the hoodies versus the shirts. And on this background, I think the red fox is kind of the best. So you can see I can have my virtual background, I can be in my avatar and really help customize how I show up on Zoom. So let's talk about why I am excited about this feature in the first place. I used to believe that a measure of how engaged a group is on Zoom is by how many cameras are turned on when I look at gallery view. But that I've learned pretty quickly is not a good measure because number one, we can't really tell if somebody is actually looking at you or if they are reading an email, if they're surfing on social media, if they're watching a funny video and they laugh, you think you made a joke, but they were actually just watching something else. Number two, I've had some of the most engaged students show up with their camera off. Let's actually simulate that right now. I had them show up like this with their camera off, but they were using the reactions button a lot. They were using the chat so much that it felt like they were actually more engaged than some of the people who showed up on video. And lastly, I think we should not require anyone to have their cameras on because especially for students, it can kind of highlight some of the inequalities of living situations. It can lead to cyberbullying. Sometimes people just don't have a good bandwidth, so they don't have their camera on because their internet just can't handle it. I much rather have them participate and feel included in this than not. So how does this silly avatar help with all of that? Well, we can't really fix the bandwidth issues, but I expect that some participants that usually have their cameras off might want to use those avatars, which they can customize. They can kind of choose from a couple of different templates. You can still use your virtual background and participate. Like I said, you can even use the reactions buttons, right? Like they still work. So it's almost as good as being there without having to get camera ready. All right. Well, now you know what I think about this feature. I'm really curious about your thoughts. Is this something that you are going to try out? Update your Zoom app right away and start playing around with it? Which avatar are you going to use? Please let me know in the chat. I would love to hear from you. And if you want to know how to add custom virtual backgrounds to your videos, I have another video that I'll link up here.